Therapy can come in many forms.
I'm gonna aim at a different one.
And for this group,
there we go.
In between rounds is when the healing comes through.
Coming to a gun range can be the ultimate trigger, and that's exactly why we're here.
The unintended and unexpected consequences of war.
Things don't seem as dark as they used to.
Finally fading into the background.
I know that I'm here, I'm back in America, I'm safe, I don't have to worry about it.
As veterans of recent wars, the wounds they carry are bigger than what the naked eye can see. And yet this healing journey starts small.
3, 2, 1, go!
In a CrossFit gym in South Minneapolis, with a program developed by an Iraq war veteran from Anoka County.
I think that's the biggest smile I've seen on your face.
5 or 6 years after coming home from combat, Mike Waldron started having panic attacks, believing at the time he was having heart issues.
The first one that I can remember, I was driving down the freeway in Indianapolis, and all of a sudden my heart started racing. I got this strong chest pain, and I got tunnel vision. I had a hard time thinking. I couldn't drive. So I pulled over on the shoulder of the highway, and I switched spots with the passenger that brought me to the VA hospital.
Doctors sent Waldron home that same day, telling him he was fine. But everything in him told him he wasn't.
So I just felt like I was dying every day.
After 5 visits to the ER, he was finally escorted to the mental health wing and put on a slew of prescription drugs.
There was a point that the only thing I was looking forward to was going to sleep at night, so I didn't have to be awake anymore.
But Waldron willed himself out of it, discovering that physical activity and trigger reassociation were part of the cure.
So once I finally figured out a path back to hope and happiness, I felt obligated to show my brothers the way back.
My job was a pretty nasty thing at times, and you don't go from that to just being Johnny on the block.
For many, it's their 3rd, 4th, maybe even 5th try at healing. But this is the first one to stick.
We always end everything on a positive note, so you're always walking out of the door feeling uplifted and feeling better about who you are.
Founded in 2015, 23rd Veteran is an intensive 14-week program that starts with a hike through the North Carolina mountains, an experience that lays a foundation of trust among a group of strangers. From there, they transition into weekly workouts that always end with a gratitude circle, forcing the vets to recognize the positives around them. But maybe the toughest work comes with the regular group outings that expose them to loud noises and unfamiliar faces, outings that force them to face their triggers head on.
So we expose ourselves to these triggers, but do it in a fun, trusting environment with our memory steroid available. And that way, the next time there's a loud noise or the ground shaking, our brains can go back to a new positive event rather than a negative one that happened overseas.
By the time they advance to the gun range, their brain is actually processing things differently.
I'm enjoying things a lot more. It's not, so much like pent up or, like anxiety, just kind of getting worked up about, little things.
The hope of a normal life.
There's no way that half of these people would have been comfortable coming to the firing range with a bunch of people they didn't know 3 months ago.
Within reach.
I have 2 little girls, and I want to be able to show my daughters that no matter what circumstances you face in your life, you can come back.
And this may be their greatest comeback yet.